Chapter 2046, The God of Magic. Zhang just wanted to see how strong those magicians were, so as to avoid misjudging the combat strength of this world. A large group of young people surrounded Zhang Yi. However, they did not act rashly, but waited. Seeing this, the 5 grand archmages on the stands naturally could not sit there anymore. Since His Excellency the Brave wants to exchange a few moves with us, let's play with him. We can't let people think that the people of Mag City are all cowards. The 5 grand archmages flew into the sky with their wands and surrounded Zhang Yi high above. Wind, fire, water, electricity, and earth, the 5 grand archmages of the 5 elements knew that they were facing a powerful enemy, so they decided to use forbidden spells to attack. Brave one, we will now use 5 different forbidden spells against you. Even the Demon King would not dare to be careless when facing such an attack. You must be careful. A skinny old man with a white beard seriously warned Zhang Yi, don't just stand there and take a beating. Zhang Yi looked up at them and smiled faintly, oh, thank you for your kindness. But I'm fine, come at me. He wasn't being arrogant. If he fought back even a little, these people would all be killed in seconds. However, his expression was interpreted as him not taking the others seriously. In that case, come and taste the power of forbidden spells. The red-bearded old man, a fire grand archmage, raised his staff and quickly chanted a forbidden spell. Embers of the ancient fire god, hear my call. In this world of chaos, burn endless flames. In my name, awaken the fury of the fire spirit, and let the scorching waves of flame sweep away everything like a raging tsunami. Spirit of the fire element, gather into a force that will destroy heaven and earth, transform into a blade of flame, and burn away all obstacles before us. This is the forbidden spell of fire. Descend. Soon after, the other grand archmages also began to chant, and the magical powers of various elements intertwined in the sky to form a beautiful and dazzling rainbow. The Grand Archmage of Wind, a skinny old man with a white beard, stretched out his arm like a dead tree branch, and as he raised his hand, an endless storm began to gather in the sky. King of the wind spirits, ruler of the void. Hear my prayer and spread your invisible wings. Gather the winds into a destructive storm. Howl, O power of the wind, and sweep all into an endless vortex. Disperse all illusions, tear apart the chains binding this world. In the name of the wind's banishing spell, let the winds become messengers of destruction, sweeping in to make the world tremble under their fury. The Grand Archmage of Water waved his magic wand in the sky, and a large amount of blue water elements quickly rushed over, turning into a large number of water droplets out of thin air. The water droplets became more and more, gathering into a raging river. Ancient Sea God, ruler of the deep sea. With a sincere heart, I awaken your dormant power. Spirit of water, obey my command and gather into a towering wave. Let the endless ocean flood this land and sweep everything into the depths of the sea. Water spell, unleash this flood that will submerge the world, wash away the filth of the world, and let everything return to tranquility and chaos in the embrace of water. The purple-haired Grand Archmage used her magic wand to summon the power of the sky, transforming it into hundreds of huge thunder dragons that rushed straight down. Master of thunder in the sky. I summon your destructive power with my soul. Spirits of electricity, shine brightly and gather into the most dazzling lightning. Let that terrifying electric current, like a winding dragon, shuttle between heaven and earth. With the majesty of the forbidden spell of electricity, turn everything before your eyes into scorched earth. Let the roar of thunder become the death knell of the world, intimidate all things, descend, thunderbolt of destruction. The Grand Archmage, who inherited the element of earth, turned his wand into a towering tree, and at the same time, the earth crumbled, and boulders the size of trucks flew up like shooting stars and hovered around him. Guardian of the earth, sleeping giant. In the name of magic, I awaken your power. Elements of earth, gather together and form majestic mountains, become endless mudslides. Let the earth collapse, let the mountains shift, bury everything under thick layers of earth and rock. Earth's forbidden spell, unleash the earth's anger, let the world return to its primal wasteland under the weight of earth. Magic really is a troublesome ability, incomparable to the release department's supernatural abilities. The more complex the magic, the longer the incantation, and sometimes it even requires quickly drawing complex magic circles. This is because magicians are usually only useful in war. They are roughly equivalent to the artillery in a human army. As the 5 grand archmages attacked simultaneously, the entire sky was filled with powerful magical elements, and a destructive force gathered and began to fire at Zhang Yi. The young swordsmen and magicians took the opportunity to release their skills together, just to gain a shred of dignity as warriors of Mag City from Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi followed suit and began to chant in a low voice. Demon God armor forged from the body of my friend Ichigard, show me your true power. The brave Chaos who made a contract with you orders you to release the seal. In reality, this did nothing. A torrent of magical power swept over Zhang Yi, completely surrounding him, then began to strike and destroy him. This force was enough to destroy half of Mag City. Zhang Yi stood motionless, like a rock in the middle of a torrent. After a long time had passed, the magical energy dissipated. When everyone was ready to see if the brave warrior was still alive, they discovered that Zhang Yi had not moved a step from the beginning. His armor was as if it had just been bought from a blacksmith's shop, without a single scratch. This. The elderly Grand Archmage couldn't accept this fact and fainted with his eyes rolled back. Zhang Yi, however, took this opportunity to have the intelligence system analyze the magical power of this world. It's similar to the release department's supernatural powers, but it's more systematic and reduces individual differences. It can be turned into a power that everyone can possess. The disadvantages are that it's difficult to release, and there are systemic flaws and power restraints. Now, Zhang Yi had obtained all the information he wanted. It's time to go and deal with the Demon King. He stretched his neck and muscles, feeling a little bored after standing for so long. However, this small movement directly frightened the surrounding magicians and swordsmen, who immediately retreated and fell to the ground. Chapter 2047, The Demon King's Castle. The 5 Grand Archmages of Mag City were all pale. Even though they knew of the hero's strength, they never imagined that he would be this powerful. Even the Demon King couldn't block our attacks head-on like that without any defense. This generation of heroes are monsters. Zhang Yi sighed in disappointment. He had thought about just killing these so-called Grand Archmages and Sword Saints. It wasn't because of anything else, but because in this world, it seemed that the only way to increase one's supernatural level was to kill monsters. He raised his head and sure enough, he could see an experience bar above his head. It said level 398, and the experience bar had grown so long that it had turned black. However, even if he killed the guys in front of him, it wouldn't help him increase his power that much. He wasn't willing to hunt humanoid creatures for no reason. Alright, I'm going to defeat the Demon King. Zhang Yi twisted his wrist, no longer interested in communicating with the locals. After saying that, he leaped into the sky. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared from where he stood. Behind him were the shocked gazes and cries of the powerful people of Mag City. But Your Excellency, the Demon King's army has millions of soldiers. To kill the Demon King, you must first defeat the 7 great legions and pass the 4 heavenly kings. Zhang Yi had already left, ignoring their words. Several Grand Archmages were old, but their wisdom had grown. They immediately realized that this was an excellent opportunity to defeat the Demon King's army in one fell swoop. Soon, the red-bearded Fire Grand Archmage began to shout. Quick, gather all the troops of Mag City. Follow the brave hero and wage war against the Demon King's army. A general hesitated and said, we only have a few 100,000 troops. It is only by relying on the defenses of Mag City that we have been able to fight them off until now. Are we really going to leave the city and fight a decisive battle with the Demon King's army? Monsters are born with a powerful fighting instinct. If they weren't united by the Demon King into a kingdom, they would fight each other fiercely on a daily basis. If they really attacked the Demon King's castle, in addition to the 500,000-strong army, a large number of monsters would join the battle as warriors. This made some of the generals hesitate. The fire-type Grand Archmage stamped his feet in anger. What are you still hesitating for? This hero is a gift from the gods, and his power is already close to that of a god. Don't miss this opportunity. Several Grand Archmages also spoke up. At this moment, the Sword Saint Owen, who had fainted, ran back and gave orders to all the generals who had come to watch the battle. What are you waiting for? Go back immediately and lead your soldiers to join the brave warrior in conquering the Demon King's army. Everyone looked at the fierce General Owen with some astonishment. General, are you all right? Owen's face was grim. What could possibly be wrong with me? It's just a little wind and frost. All right, stop fussing. Don't mention what happened in the past. The most important thing now is to defeat the Demon King's army. The leaders of Mag City spoke in unison, so how could the others have any other opinions? As a result, the entire city of Mag City became bustling with activity. The Mage Army, the Swordsman Army, and the Ordinary Army moved in unison, carrying their magic wands, armor, and weapons. They opened the city gates and rushed towards the Demon King's army camp. The Demon King's army was less than 50 miles outside of Mag City, so it would only take a day to attack the city. After 3 years of war, they had gradually encroached on human territory. As long as they could capture the strategic Mag City, they would be able to take nearly a third of Helen's land and resources in one fell swoop. It was already close to evening, and smoke was rising from the Demon King's army as it was time for dinner. In 3 years, shopping malls and amusement parks had sprung up in the camp, with many goblin vendors selling goods and helping the soldiers on the front lines send their spoils back to their hometowns. Of course, helping to deliver letters home was also one of the tasks of the merchants accompanying the army. On this day, a tall black figure appeared out of thin air in the sky above the Demon King's camp. Zhang Yi arrived at the front of the Demon King's army. He had never experienced a large-scale war. In the post-apocalyptic era, the largest scene he had ever seen was only a couple of tens of thousands of people. However, in this strange world, it was his first time seeing a battle involving hundreds of thousands of people. The shocking scene was difficult to express in words. The huge camp seemed to stretch for hundreds of miles, with warriors and military personnel numbering in the millions. It was a magnificent military city. Li Changgong followed Zhang Yi and asked, "What do you plan to do? Kill all the Demon King's army here, or go straight into the Demon King's city and kill the Demon King himself?" Zhang Yi glanced at him. "What do you think I came here for?" Li Changgong rolled his eyes and said, "To defeat the Demon King?" Zhang Yi nodded. "But I always like to take something else along the way. I have a rough idea of the Demon King's strength. But according to the rules of this world..." He spread his arms wide and said, "How much would it help me increase my strength if I destroyed 1,000,000 elite demons in one fell swoop?" Li Changgong's pupils suddenly contracted. "You? That was your plan?" Zhang Yi hooked the corners of his mouth, revealing an evil smile. All these spirits were taken from the outside world by Mammon. He was able to steal Kagago's divine power, so why can't I steal from him? Did you really think I came here for nothing? In front of the Demon King's camp, the sky suddenly darkened. Though it was nearing nightfall, the crimson afterglow of the sunset had not yet completely faded. The sky suddenly grew dim, immediately drawing the attention of many demons. They looked up at the sky and suddenly saw it darken as if a drop of ink had been poured into water. The black ink swiftly spread out, forming a massive black void. "Hey! What is that? Is it going to rain? I have to go back and collect my clothes." Several goblins carried their rice bowls and hurried back to their tents to collect their clothes. However, some powerful beings among the Demon King's army sensed danger. Huge trolls and ghouls came out with weapons in their hands and looked up at the sky with solemn expressions. A birdman with sharp eyes spotted Zhang Yi and Li Changgong. Its pupils suddenly contracted, and in the next moment, a sharp cry rang out across the sky. "Humans are coming to kill us." But time was short, and it didn't matter whether they reacted or not. Zhang Yi simply opened a dimensional gate.